Shut down YC. I.S.U.P.K. 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 The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K. 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 The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. Year 2007 has gone. A leader was born. His name is Commander Gen.YAHANNA. Year is on. New 7 has born. I took my oath, nigga. Nigga, I sworn to I.S.U.P.K. It's the only fucking way. One West to the death until they bury me. Hennessy, Alizé, big bottle of scotch. 125th is the block, and where we set up shop. I catch a body at camp, you front onto Zaria. So hold your peace, when he speak,
What's going on the earth today? What's going on in America today? The brother talked about, he did a SWOT analysis up here with regard to us being surrounded by Christianity. These two Christian churches, man, look like 200 houses up here in Norfolk, man. It's ridiculous. And we see the fruit of what the Christian church teaches, what they breed, man. And we're going to talk about it, man. We're going to talk about Christ not doing away with the laws, man. Read that for me, brother.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou not what?
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
And choose none of his ways.
And choose none of his ways. Well, first and foremost, who is the oppressor, man? We stuck in the Christian church. We don't recognize that we have an oppressor ruling over us, man. The Lord sent enemies against us, man, because of our disobedience. According to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64, 68, Salakia. Those are our enemies, man. Our oppressor, the so-called white man, is our enemy, man. That we're not supposed to be trying to envy our oppressor. Meaning, we shouldn't strive to be like the enemy, man. In 2021, we've been in the Christian church since the 1400s, man. It's a ridiculous thing. You know what insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. Read that again, brother.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou not the oppressor, man. You don't need to strive to be the best American, first of all, the best African American that you could be. Did you know we wasn't African? If you're a so-called black man, you're a Negro from the tribe of Judah, man.
Right.
Same as King David, same as I.S.U.P.K, who you call Jesus Christ, man. He's a nigger from the tribe of Judah, man.
Right.
Continue with that.
And choose none of his ways.
Salaki is a black man from the tribe of Judah. He's our king, man. And we serve our king. That's why we come out here on the Sabbath being separate to teach you what to do. Because T.D. Jakes ain't doing it. Creflo Dollar ain't doing it, man. John Gray, they ain't cutting the mustard when it comes down to God's chosen people, man. But I tell you who is Commanding General Yahanna. And all these brothers back here, these righteous priests and prophets, man, we're striving to be perfect. Unlike the Christian church who teaches you there is no perfect people. We're going to talk about somebody that was perfect. Someone that obtained perfection, man, and taught men to be perfect. Go to Matthew 5 and 17, brother. You're going to get it out of the Bible, man. What we do in this school, this is a school. Don't confuse us with a Christian church, man.
Right.
We teach the truth.
That's right.
We teach the laws, the statutes, and the commandments. We teach that they are still binding, man. We teach you brotherhood first and foremost, man. Christ said that his church will be built upon the rock of Peter, right? Which was brotherhood, the disciples, man. Read that for me, brother.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Who is speaking right here, brother?
Christ.
Christ, because it's written in red, and he said to do what?
Think not.
Get it out of your goddamn head, man. Don't think that he came to do what?
That I am come to destroy the law or the prophets.
Christ didn't come to destroy the law nor the prophets, man. When you think about the prophets, think about Samuel, think about Isaiah, think about Ezekiel, think about Jonah, man. Think about what they set up, what kind of example they set for the nation of Israel, man. If you're an Israelite, you are a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man. Christ said he did what?
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Get it out of your head, man. The Christian church is teaching that the law is done away with, and that's a problem, man. That's why you're in the conditions that you're in 2021, man. Because we don't know to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, man. We think they've been done away with. A lot of the Christian churches that the law was nailed to the cross with Christ, man. That is a gross lie, and it's disgusting to teach that. Christ taught men to keep the laws, man. He taught men to be the best version of themselves that they could be, and that's by serving the Most High, man. Not about being some selfish, greedy dog like your Christian pastor, man. Continue with that.
Or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Right, Christ didn't come to destroy the law, man. He didn't come to do away with the law, to throw it away like some garbage, like the Christian church has done, man. He came to do what?
But to fulfill.
But to fulfill, meaning he came to execute, man. He executed perfection. He showed you that you can keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, man. He showed you by his example of being the best brother he could be, man. He laid down his life for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. For Israel. He died so that you can have a chance to be saved, man. Continue.
Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass.
Truly, until the end of the world, man. You know, we standing on the earth right now. You can look up, see the birds flying around. You breathe in this air, you feel the breeze. We're alive right now, so that means the law is still binding, man. The earth is still here. Continue with that.
One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
Right, meaning the crossing of the T or the dotting of an I, man. Nothing will be removed from the law until the earth is passed away, man. To the end of the world. Meaning, if you're a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man, you're supposed to keep these laws every day that you wake up. Every day that you wake up and get out of your bed and do that evil and wicked, vile thing that you shouldn't do, you should be thinking about keeping the law, statutes, and commandments as Christ taught you to. Right. Continue.
Till all be fulfilled.
Till all be fulfilled, to the very end, man. To the very end. You're supposed to strive to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and that's why we out here screaming at the top of our lungs, man, crying aloud, sparing not, lifting up our voice like a trumpet, man, to show you what to do in 2021. Not to be like them goddamn Christians in those Christian churches, man, or those Muslims in those mosques, man. Envying the oppressor is the reason why we're on the goddamn bottom. We have our own way, man. We have a Father in heaven who loves us, but we acting like some bastard children, envying the oppressor, man, choosing the ways of Christianity, choosing the ways of Islam, choosing the ways of Buddhism, man. Those are customs of heathens, man. That's not us. We royalty. You taught first thing in school. What are they doing away? We talked about it earlier, man. They're talking about doing away with teaching about slavery in schools, teaching about race theory, critical race theory. They're talking about doing away with that. Well, guess what? Race matters, man. It matters if you're a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, man. All right. We're going to tell you who you are according to what the Bible says. We're not being subjective here. These ain't my words. This is thus saith the Lord, man.
That's right.
Continue with that verse, brother.
Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least.
Whosoever, continue.
Shall therefore break one of these least commandments.
Whosoever, that's whoever of Israel, right? Your Christian pastor, they're the ones that's opening up this Bible with the gall that they have to teach out of this Bible with zero understanding, man. They do not understand this Bible because they were taught the Bible by heathens, man. The oracles of God were given unto Israel, man. Or they taught themselves. You a self-taught bishop. You a self-taught collecting tithes, and you talking about the laws done away with, man. What in the world are we doing in 2021? It's time for you to come out of those churches, man. Right. Come up here, get you a flyer, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, or child. Get in class. Learn the truth about the Bible. Learn the truth about the God of this Bible, man. Learn the truth about Jesus Christ. whose name is Yahweh Shamashiach, man. Do 19 again, brother.
Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
Right, your Christian pastor, man, he's going to be called the least in the kingdom of heaven, man.
Right.
First of all, you going to church on a Sunday, you know, you don't even realize what the Sabbath is, man. That's how I know there's no understanding. If you get dressed up in your goddamn Easter Sunday clothes to go worship in a den of iniquity, man, you don't have any understanding. The Bible says to remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, man. The Sabbath is the Sabbath. From sunset Friday to sunset Saturday evening encompasses the entire Sabbath, man. Not on Sunday, which is the first day of the week. You in the church worshiping the goddamn sun, man. You in the church worshiping some image of a white Messiah who would never die for you. Since when have we been loved by our oppressor, man? We ain't never been shown no love by our oppressor, the so-called Caucasian, man. Never, ever, ever in the history of America. America was founded for whites, by whites, only for white society. We can talk about the Indian Removal Act under Andrew Jackson, who was a goddamn Indian killing hero, like Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett. They glorified in the shedding of your blood, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. We one family, brother. Read that one more time, 19.
Matthew chapter 3, Matthew chapter 5, verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
Right now the pastors are glorified throughout the earth. They've been given a platform. They're held in high esteem. They're honored within the earth. That's why we know the names of T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar and John Gray. They are celebrated in the earth. But what does the Bible say? They should be called the what?
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
You're going to be called the least in the kingdom of heaven, meaning you're going to be on the goddamn bottom, man. You're going to be nothing in the kingdom of heaven. There is going to be a ranking system or structure in heaven, man. Right. It is. And you're looking at the future. You're looking at what heaven looks like, man. So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians in rulership, man. This is what heaven is going to look like. And you're going to have to keep the laws. You think that you're going to be able to take your filthy sinning behind into heaven? There's no sin up there, man. But in the Christian church, they don't teach you to change. They don't teach you to fix yourself or to go to war. Like we learn in here, we learn that life is war. That's why we gird up our loins, man. And we endure hardness like good soldiers in here. Good night. Is that it?
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
That's right, man. We're teaching you to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. We're teaching that they're going to be forever, as the Bible says, to the end of the world, man, till all is fulfilled. If you ain't in the I.S.U.P.K, man, you are teaching lies, man. How dare you? How dare you open up this holy book and profess to know what it stands for, man? You can't speak for the Most High Power. But we've been given the authority to under Commander General Yahanna, man. We're going to be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah. I remember. Shit. I remember. I remember putting crack up in my drawers. Police pull us over, hope that shit don't fall. I'm already facing years, now who to call? Nothing left to do but let my tears fall. Hope you forgive a nigga, I was just trying to ball. Knowing that them crackers is eat 'em, I hope they fall. It's hard to forgive them, so you know I want them all. On this track, yeah, nigga, might as well tell it all. They killed my cousin like a dog, he ain't even do nothing for real. Nah, nigga, he ain't even do nothing. I ain't asking for no pity, nah, nigga, not at all. I just wanna let you know who's the devil of them all. Mama on drugs, pops on gone. Thanks for the Lord that a nigga held on. Can't tell it all cause the story too long. Brother lost his mind, but now my nigga he home. Used to be depressed till I found him doing the pressing. Ran to the reverend, but that nigga couldn't help shit. Thinking he a saint, but I know that nigga ain't. Thinking he can heal you, but I know that nigga can't. Ain't time to play cause it's shit.